Good morning. Oh, I'm looking really yellow today. Let me try to adjust my light. See if that helps. Yeah, a little bit. Good morning, everyone. So my dogs are going crazy here. Good morning. It is overcast and my light is really good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is overcast and my light is kind of bad this morning, so it's fine because now my dog, do you guys hear my dogs in the back? They're like acting crazy. They've been fine until I was getting everything out. I'm getting everything. Good morning, everyone. And now they're going to be crazy, of course. So I went to Chick-fil-A today. Chick-fil-A is my my go-to in the morning. It's probably like one of the worst things you can get, but I just was not feeling well this morning. So I have Chick-fil-A Coke Zero, and y'all are going to love how, what a hypocrite I am in a minute. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am trying to line my little stuff up here so I can kind of talk to you. So, I know a lot of you are on my team, my unique team, and a lot of you kind of know me on Facebook, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Robin Bledsoe. I live in Alabama with my husband and our 3 children, and we have 3 puppies. We have 2 English Bulldogs and a little miniature Dachshund, and I sell Unique. So, in my life before Unique, I've done a lot of different things. My degree is actually in accounting. For those of you who don't know me, my husband was injured actually in 2009. He was hurt on the job, and he was hurt pretty badly. He blew out his disc, his L5S1, and they went in and did a prosthetic disc. And my husband has one of those weird bodies that doesn't conform to what the medical standards say. So his spine narrows at the bottom instead of widening. And we had talked about it with the surgeon, and the surgeon said, don't worry about it. I know how to place a prosthetic disc. It's going to be fine. Well, it wasn't fine. They put a disc in that was about 2 millimeters too big, and it rubbed his nerve. And my dog is moving the camera. So shortly after the first surgery, he actually went in and had rods put in. And the doctor tried to, I'm holding my chair down because my English Bulldog she wants to play today. So he ended up having a second surgery, and they went in and they put rods. And the doctor attempted to overcorrect the rubbing of the nerve. So he put a very curved disc, rods in to try to pull the nerve away from the spine. Well, that was a massive failure. My husband was actually in so much pain that he ended up going into the emergency room 2 weeks after that surgery. That surgery was actually, that year it was actually he left the hospital on Good Friday. And he ended up going back in, and they took those rods out and put another set of rods in. But from all of the time that he had been having this nerve issue, he has permanent nerve damage. So he has an internal, I can't remember, an internal stimulator device. And my husband is basically disabled. So we received a settlement from Workman's Comp, and we purchased a tanning salon because we didn't want to be those people that bought that got this money. We knew this money had to last for his lifetime. He would not be eligible for disability for a certain amount of time. And what people don't tell you is that, honestly, tanning salons are a dying business. The government's taxing them. We all have our opinions on whether or not it's safe, whatever we think. So it is what it is. And when I joined Unique, my husband and I actually owned a tanning salon. We had employees. And, of course, if you've ever owned a business, your employees get paid first. Tanning is very seasonal. I joined August 30th, and I just actually celebrated my 2-year anniversary. I had no intentions of selling Unique. I've never done sales. I'm one of those people that I like to talk. I like to meet people. I think I'm friendly. I try to be a good person. And I just kind of fell into this. A friend of mine posted a picture of the mascara. It was a very new company. I'd never done sales. I had signed up for another direct sales makeup company when my teenager was an infant, and I never sold anything. So I did not expect this to go anywhere. The first 2 days, because our month always starts over, I think I sold about $500. And by the end of that first month, I had done a couple of promotions, and I was already building a team. And I've been very, very, very blessed by Unique. And if you are on my team, or if you are one of my customers, I just want to tell you thank you, because I honestly could not do what I do if it wasn't for you. If it wasn't for you, there would be no me. And my husband, for those of you who don't know, he actually had a disability hearing Monday, and he was approved. Thank you for all of your prayers. And so I'm kind of on a mission now, because Unique supported my family hey, good morning. My Unique supported my family when we needed it. And I know that there are women out there that need it as well. And I want to help you support your families. So I was too, thank you. But he is so happy. Guys, we have paid cash for all of his doctor's visits and all of his medication for years. And I will tell you something. I remember hitting black was amazing for me. But I remember the very, very, very first month that I ever bonused with Unique. And it was so long ago. We were still so young that they actually paid us early. And I thought that the bonus was going to be makeup cash. That's what I thought. And I remember getting that check and going, like I said, we owned a tanning salon. It was seasonal. And I remember getting that check and going, oh my God, this is enough to pay my husband's doctor bill. It doesn't have to come out of our other money. And that to me is what this business is about. It's about helping people. It's about helping women. I'm going to do like a story of one of my whys. My why is always to take care of my children, but I just want any woman that feels like she needs to take care of her family, I want to help her. So that's kind of why I do this. So what I have heard a lot from customers, and from my customers, and from people who watch me, and from friends, and from all of you guys, is that women are intimidated by makeup. And I completely understand that, because I've had 2 years of doing this, and before that I was not makeup savvy at all. I think I do an okay job. I don't know that I do an amazing job, but I have actually been complimented on my makeup. So for me to be complimented on my makeup, that shows growth to me. So I'm going to actually start doing a little series of what I feel like the beauty basics are. So today we are going, you know what, that makes me want to cry, because that's my why. I mean, that literally is my why. And it's so funny, because a lot of people don't know my story, and there are several women on my team that their husbands have been hurt and they're trying to support their families. And those are the people I want to reach out and say, you know, you can do this, because if I can do it, you can do it. I had no experience. So don't stop, don't quit. Okay, so I'm sorry. So, okay. Basically, we're going to talk today about, thank you. We are going to talk today about skincare, because I don't care what kind of makeup you wear. I don't care if you wear Unique. I don't care if you wear Mary Kay. I don't care if you wear Estee Lauder. I don't care if you wear Chanel. It does not matter what kind of makeup you wear if your skin is not accepting it. So the best thing that you can do, the number one thing that you can do for your skin, is drink water. And I know that that sounds crazy, but I promise you, the more hydrated you are, the better off your skin is going to be. So number one is drink water. And we all hear those crazy things that are like half your weight in water, 8 glasses a day of water. I don't know a whole lot of people that actually get 8 glasses a day in water. If you do, I'm really proud of you. I just try to aim for, if I drink 1 Coke, I try to make sure the next one I drink is water. Water is going to help cleanse your skin. It's going to help hydrate your skin. It's going to help the imperfections, impurities. Water is the number one thing you can do for your skin. So the second thing that you need to know is, what type of skin do you have? If you have dry skin like me, a lot of times your skin may feel rough. It may feel scratchy. It may even crack if you've got severely dry skin. Dry skin is very typical, and And the one thing I meant to say before I started is, even if you have, some of us don't have completely dry skin or completely normal skin or completely oily skin. A lot of us have combination skin. And because we're women and we have hormones, the weather affects your skin, your hormones affect your skin. So you may start out with dry skin and you may end up with oily skin, and that is completely normal. It is completely something that happens. You just need to be adjusting your skin routine. I have 2 daughters. They're 17 and 10, and we just started my 10-year-old on a good skincare regimen. That is like one of the first things that you can do with your daughters to make sure that they are always taking care of their skin. Always, always, always take care of your skin, because you don't get another set. I mean, you just don't. So I have dry skin. So for me, moisturizing is really important. I use a mild cleanser. I actually don't have my cleanser this morning. I don't know what happened to my cleanser. I have 2 daughters. I don't know where it is. Unique actually has a great one. We have a product called Illuminate Clean and Illuminate Clear. And this is actually clear. This is my daughter's. I found this one in the teenager's bathroom. But Illuminate Clean is just a cleanser. It's not a very foamy cleanser. I actually have a Clarisonic. I don't know. I meant to bring that in here. But a Clarisonic is like it's a brush, and it just goes round and round and round. There are some drugstore brands. I actually won mine. I mean, I was going to buy it, and I bought it from a skincare company, and they called me and said, hey, guess what? You won. So I gave the one I bought to my sister, and mine was actually completely free. If you don't have it, my daughter, someone gave me this. I think these are about $2 at Ulta or Sephora. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's got these little bitty nubs. And this is actually called a pore cleansing pad. So we had a cleanser before the cleanser that we have now, and it was really foamy, and people loved it because it kind of foamed up. Our new cleanser does not have sulfates. It's sulfate free. It's EU compliant, and for those of you who don't know, it basically in America we are allowed to use more chemicals. In the European Union, there's a list of chemicals that are banned. Because Unique sells into the European Union, we are EU compliant. So there was a cleanser that kind of made it bubble up that was not quite approved there. So we took it out, we reformulated it. So this is actually my daughter. She uses this to just kind of pull out that extra dirt. This will also make your cleanser foam. So if you like a foamy cleanser, you can get one of these. I want to say this was $1.99. It might have been 99 cents. It was super cheap. I always when I pick up stuff like this, we tend to lose things. So I always pick up 2 or 3 and I throw them in the drawer so that when one's missing, there's another one. And I think it actually has this little suction cup that suctions to her shower. So a cleanser is really, really, really important. I'll be honest with you guys, I use Unique, but there are times when I'm having like extremely dry skin that I will swap over and use a little something else. Sometimes your skin can get used to your cleanser. Sometimes you have to change it up. Like I said, sometimes your skin changes because of humidity, because of heat, because of the weather, because of hormones. So sometimes you have to change things up. Something that may work right now may not work later on. My daughter, my 17-year-old, is actually very oily. She's very acne prone. So I'm going to talk about oily skin. Oily skin is skin that you can definitely tell mine looks dull. So I'm definitely dry. But oily skin will sometimes look shiny. It'll kind of look wet even when you're not perspiring. You may feel, really shiny. You may see, I hear a lot of times with oily skin, your makeup will slide off because your skin is so oily. It just kind of slides off. For oily skin, I recommend the Illuminate Clear. That's what my daughter uses. She actually only uses this at night. She uses, and this is awful, but it's just the truth, she uses a Clean and Clear product in the morning. It's, I think it's called Clean and Clear Citrus Burst. And she uses that in the morning and when she washes her face. And then she uses Illuminate with this little pad at night. And it has cleared up a lot of her acne. Now, combination skin is going to be your toughest skin to type. You may have dry patches, you may have dull patches, you may have shiny patches. When you have that, the best thing that you can do is find a normal cleanser, something that's not really hydrating and something that's not really oil stripping, because if you use something for oily skin, it's going to strip all of the moisture out of your already dry spots. And if you use something for dry skin, it's going to add too much moisture to your already oily spots. So you guys have to kind of play with it. I actually have one client that mixes our clean and clear. It works for her. She's happy. So the number one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're cleansing your skin. You also want to make sure that you are taking your makeup off at night. I know we are all guilty of sleeping in our makeup. Don't do that. We have these shine cloths. They're fantastic. They will wipe your makeup off. I believe they're $20 or $25. Guys, I'm so bad. I don't even know the prices. I just buy it so much. I'm just like, yeah, I buy that, I buy that, I buy that. So take your makeup off at night. If you don't have time to use a full cleansing routine, put your hair back in a headband, use one of those wipes, or if you don't like those, get your own makeup remover wipes. Just remove it. So because my skin is so dry, I actually moisturize twice a day. In the morning, I use Divine. Divine is our new moisturizer. This is the old package. The new package is actually going to look like this. Divine is perfect for oily skin. It's perfect for dry skin. It is not too moisturizing. It is not too drying. I mix this with our eye serum at night because I am so dry. So in the morning I just use this, and then at night when I wash my face I mix the two of these together. I use like 2 drops of this and I mix it and put it all over my face. My daughter could never use this. This would break her out. It would cause pimples. It would cause blackheads. If you're oily, that's another thing. You're kind of acne prone usually if you're oily. I remember the days when I was a teenager and we would all go to the Clinique counter, and Clinique had 15 steps of, you know, you would get like a bar soap, and then you would get like it would be like a soap and a cleanser, and there would be a toner, and there would be an eye cream, and there would be a moisturizer. We don't have time for that. I mean, I don't have time for that. If you do have time for that, go on with yourself. For those of you who do need an eye cream, I always recommend Uplift. It is an eye serum, and I will tell you this, my sponsor is a makeup artist. If you have oily skin, do not be afraid of serums. Sometimes they are actually more absorbing into oily skin than a lotion. The serum will actually penetrate the oil. It's some kind of an osmotic, I don't know, reaction. It kind of penetrates better into an oily skin than just a regular lotion would. If you like toner, some people do. I'm not a toner fan because again, I'm dry. We use our refreshed rose water. This is one of our few products that is not gluten-free. It really does have just a light, fresh smell. It is a natural hydrating toner. So those of you who have used witch hazel and those type of toners, this is a lot more gentle. This is a lot more natural. Consider using that. So the number one thing that you want to do before you even, well, see, I've used it a little bit. I need to start working on it. I actually do use it in the morning. So like in the morning when I'm getting ready to put makeup on, I do this, and then I do this, I do this, and I let this sit for like 15 minutes, 5 minutes. It just depends on how, you have purple hearts. It honestly just depends on how much time I have. And then I spray with this and I kind of let this dry. So the number one thing, if you want your makeup to look good, is skincare. It may not be Unique's. I think we have a great one. If it doesn't work for you, I completely understand. You may like Clinique. You may like Mary Kay. You may like Estee Lauder. Whatever works for you, find a good skincare. What works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. It won't work for my 10-year-old. It may not work for my 17-year-old. I don't know why I want to keep calling her 15. I said she was 15 this morning and she just rolled her eyes at me. I guess it's a mom thing. So in the morning, before I ever start my makeup, I do moisturize. I let that sit in. Then I spritz my rose water. I let that sit in. Then I go to primer. Primer is another step that it makes your makeup lay flat, if that makes sense. It is moisturizing, but it's almost like it makes your skin a tiny bit tacky, so your powder or your foundation has something to cling to. I use Unique, of course. I never used primer before I did this. I didn't know what primer it was. I had no idea. You know, sometimes you kind of get to the point where you're like, oh my God, that's just one more thing that they want to sell me. It makes a difference. My first primer, this is my second tube. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I actually religiously use primer, and this is only my second tube. I will say that I have been told if you are extremely, extremely, extremely oily, like if at the end of the day you are an oil slick and your foundation is falling down, you may not want to, you want to try this, you want to sample this before you buy it, because it is great for dry skin. It's amazing for dry skin. It's great for normal skin. It's great for combo skin, and it's okay for oily skin. But if you are super duper duper oily, and you know if you're oily, because my husband is oily, and you can like literally wipe your hand and you'll see oil. If you are that oily, let me send you a sample of this before you buy it. Don't just buy it, because you may love it, you may not. We just recently reformulated this into this bottle. You do see, and it's funny because you don't need, and I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes if my skin is feeling rough, like I've mentioned, it's getting dry here, it's kind of being a little bit wintry. My skin has been super dry. I use about that much, but I use a lot. My skin is really, really, really dry. And you know, I just lectured you guys about drinking water. I'm drinking Coke Zero this morning. I just needed caffeine. So you just can put it on your hands, and I even use this on my eyes as an eye primer. I love the smell. This new one is yes, it creates a barrier, and it honestly what would I suggest for base if you have super oily skin? Some of my Unique girls are going to shoot me, but there is I need to ask Ginger what the brand of it is. It is a spritz primer that is entirely possible. This is a new, like I said, this is a new, we just reformulated this a year ago. And like I said, I've had my first bottle for 2 years. I know that the original formula was really not amazing for oily skin. I'm hearing different about this. If you want me to send you a sample of this, send me a message and I will pop a sample out in the mail to you. If you don't like this one, I believe that Smashbox has a spray, and I actually had it, but I gave it to my daughter because somebody gave it to me. I get a lot of stuff because I have such a large following on Facebook, and because I have such, I don't know, I guess I have a lot of interaction on my Facebook page. I get a lot of companies that send me product samples to review, and I had a spray. It was water-based. I'll have to look and see what it was. You got the formula when you became a presenter. So sometimes it's good for you and sometimes it's not. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? That's why I like Unique, because if you get something and you don't like, oh, okay, well, first of all, we have a 14-day love it back guarantee. We have a 14-day love it guarantee. 14 days, you get it, you hate it, you send it back. If you're one of my customers, I will always come pick it, especially if you're local, I always come pick it up for you and return it. I had that happen with a lipstick this morning. It didn't look really good on her. I told her to drop it off by my house, or I would meet her and I'll mail it back, just because that's what I do for customer service. If you're not close to me, I obviously cannot come pick it up for you, but they will take it back in 14 days and give you your money back. But what a lot of people don't realize is that we have a full 90-day guarantee. So if you buy it and it works for you for 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks it starts breaking you out, you can send it back and they will give you product credit for anything else. Like, you'll just have, I believe is this $39, guys? I don't know the prices. Like, I sell so much of it that I'm just like, you need this and you need, I'm like, you need this and you need this, and people just buy it. I couldn't tell you how much this is together. I just sell it. I sell it all day long, and I don't get asked. But yeah, this is $39. So if something happened and you bought it and you didn't like it, you send it back. They're gonna give you $39 to spend with whatever you want. Yeah, okay, so wash. What foundation do I recommend for oily skin? For oily skin, the pressed powder is insane. My sponsor is a complete oil slick. Ginger will tell you she has a very big forehead, and one day she was like, look at this. It's like I could fry grease on this. She calls it a 5 head. I love her. She knows I'm not making fun of her. But she is super oily. She just wears the pressed powder with no primer underneath it. I wear the pressed powder with the Glorious underneath it. The other one that I am hearing, yes, is the new foundation. And I'll tell you why. Because it is a liquid. You actually have to shake it up, but it is a liquid, and it dries to a powder finish, and it dries to a really soft matte finish, and it almost absorbs that oil. And the neat thing about this is that it has time release technology. So you know how in the morning you put your foundation on and it looks amazing, and then you sweat, or you're talking and you touch your face, you're on your phone. I'm not crazy about the BB cream. The cream foundation is one of those things that people either love it or they hate it, but this is amazing. It's time release technology. It has optical diffusers. I actually probably tomorrow am going to do half of my face in this and half of my face in this to give you guys a comparison. I actually just really don't feel really well today, and my sister, for those of you who don't know, other than having 3 children and a husband that's disabled and 3 dogs, we also had custody of my sister, who is a nurse, and she's getting married in June. We've been planning this wedding for 3 years, and 3 years, 4 years, who knows? It's a bunch of years we've been planning this wedding. So we have to go look for a engagement photo shoot outfits today, because if I don't, I'm not supportive. So optical diffusers, oily skin, touch powder, or this. I believe that this is 39. Is this 39, guys? Oh, he loves it. He loves it. He went to he's going to a Catholic school. I was raised Catholic. He's actually going to the school that I went to when I was little, and the school that my grandmother actually went to and my mother went to. It had closed. There had been a fire and they rebuilt, so neither of my girls went, but they had mass this morning. I'll share a picture on Facebook. He wore his tie, and he wore his new loafers. He looked so handsome. He's getting so big. I know. I was like, oh, he's growing up. And he was like, just put my towel on, Mom, and hush. But yeah, touch powder. And somebody asked me, a couple of the girls that are on the makeup boards with me asked how long this lasts. This is mine. Do you see how much? This is an almost empty one. I think I've been using this for 6 months. Actually, and I'm one of those weirdos that, here's a new one, because I don't like to be without. If I see I'm getting low, and this is actually the new package too. We moved all of our things home from, some of our things were made in China, and at our convention last year, we announced we were bringing everything home. So now all of our products are made in the U.S., Germany, Canada, and Italy. So like in Canada, it's Splurge and the bronzer. Italy makes our lip stains. Germany makes our, oh, and Italy also manufactures this amazing stuff right here. It's made in Italy. And the palettes. And then Germany makes our liners. But this is the new package, so you guys can kind of see the difference. See how much sexier they are. Our products are really sexy. But this is what a full one looks like. And what you're going to do is when you get this, you're going to take this and you're going to throw it away. Oh, and our brow stuff too. Yeah. So this is a full one. And I love that they have this little thing. I guess you could use this for something. I heard some people hold it here when they're putting on their mascara so that they don't, whatever. So this is a full one. And this one is mine. I've used it for a while. And I actually use a powder puff brush. So full and empty. So you can see. You get quite a bit of product. These, yeah, I'm like, take this and throw it away. You don't use that. I use, what do I use? I use this big fluffy brush. I just think it puts it on prettier. It's a powder puff brush. The cream foundation is not one I sell a ton of because honestly I don't like it. I don't dislike it. I just find it's a very, very, very thick coverage, and it's not for me. Some people like thick coverage. I'm actually, tomorrow, I have one of each of the foundations, and I'm going to kind of show you guys what foundations I like for what skin types tomorrow. And then I'm going to do half of my face in this and half of my face in this, so you guys can see the difference. But if I do that today, my sister might kill me. She might be like, why does one side of your face look a little different than the other side? So that's my plan for tomorrow. Tattoo cover up, yes. And this little thing right here, where is it? I have all this stuff. I brought my kit out. I've got a lot of stuff coming in today that I'm going to put in my kit. And see, there's the other thing, is that when I have items in my makeup bags are not my own. This stuff is fantastic. This works on dry, this works on oily, this works on combo. This is concealer. It works on cover up, for blemishes, for tattoos. It's $39. This will probably last you 5 years unless you change colors. This stuff is amazing. If you are interested in purchasing the new products, I definitely recommend the Cloud 9 collection. The Cloud 9 collection is actually a $65 savings, something like that. You get this little guy, you get this little guy, you get one of these little guys, your choice of one of these little guys. You also get one of these gorgeous lipsticks. You get a brow pencil and a brow gel. Brow gel is my absolute most favorite. I'm going to talk about that one day this week too. And you get a little bag, and you get a 3D mascara. And guys, this company is just rocking it. I will tell you guys, I do not use 100% unique. If there is something that I use that we don't have, I will use another brand. That is okay. No one, even Melanie said that sometimes at one point we are going to have everything. Just like the brow gel. I was using a different brand of brow gel before this. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so excited for you. The new kit is amazing. All of the samples that come in it, and it's amazing. This is the one you're going to get. This is actually my favorite. I keep calling it my homie, but look at how pretty it is. Look at how pretty. It is so pretty. And that's the other thing. Somebody did ask me last night. Our palettes are $49. I know we have less colors than the Naked palette, but I think they're better colors because I think you can honestly use every one of these. The Naked palettes, I do not know how much they cost. I do know that they have 1.3 grams of foundation, shadow. Ours are 2.6. So you can see how thick that is. And here's my pinky for comparison. Yes, this one is going to last. I mean, it's double the amount. You're getting double the amount of products. You're not getting quite as many colors, but I also noticed that a lot of people, I'm on a makeup board, and it's so funny because when you see people doing their palettes, they'll use this color and this color and this color, and those will be gone, and the other colors are just still full. So it's kind of like they throw in those extra colors that you don't really use, you're not really going to need. So this is palette number 1. 1.3 grams is Naked. 1.3 is the original, like the original Naked, and then they have the basics, and those I think are actually 1.5, but ours are 2, or maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe the basics are 1.3 and the regular ones are 1.5, but ours are 2.6 grams. So you're going to get double your product. And then this is number 2, and you can see the difference in my usage. That one's number 2. These colors are beautiful. I use them dry. You could definitely, that's the other thing about the rose water, and you don't have to have rose water. I like rose water. I just think it's got a good smell. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take this little cap and I'll just do one spray in there when I'm going to use my pigments or whatever wet. And then I'll just kind of take a brush. I'm actually going to show you guys because somebody asked me about this yesterday. So this is a crease brush. I didn't even bring anything in here because I'm actually not going to wear makeup today. And I'm going to continue to do this like for days. I'm going to do, yes, it's good for headaches because of the smell. I'm going to do, like today I'm talking about what your skin type is. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about foundations. The next day we're going to probably talk about brows. And they may not be every day because I usually don't Periscope on the weekends. It's football and my kids are home. But I will record these. I probably will actually record one with a little less talking later on, and I'll upload them to YouTube. And then I'm just going to talk about like how to do a basic eye, how to pick a color for your lips, a lot of people just don't understand makeup, and makeup does not have to be complicated. If it doesn't work, wipe it off. Like, and how often to clean your brushes, what kind of brushes you use for what. Okay, so this is actually my favorite palette, and I'm going to take Chipper, which I actually use a lot on my crease, and I'm going to put it right here on my hand. Now I'm going to wet my brush. Oh, thank you. I'm actually not good at it. I mean, I'm passable, but I don't know that I would. So I'll show you the difference. This is the same color. Do you see the difference in the saturation between it wet and it dry? Same exact color. This is wet and that is dry. Do you see how much more depth it gives you? Let me actually do this really quick. I've always meant to do this. I'm one of those people, I use a lot of other people's pictures. I don't make a lot of pictures myself because I am super self-conscious. You guys know how that works. So let me pull another brush because that one's wet. And we all know I've talked about how many freaking brushes I have. I have more brushes than anybody. Let me let this primer dry really quick so you guys can see the difference. This is dry. This is dry with nothing. This is wet with that. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like with primer underneath it. So see how just the primer can change. This is the exact same shadow. This is dry. This is wet. And this is with primer. See why we use primer? It just makes our shadows so much more vibrant. Exact same color, just 3 different ways. And that is why I love this makeup. It's so versatile. You can use it for so many different things. And then you can also, a lot of people don't use brushes, they use sponges. And this is, let me see, let me try to do it here. I was going to show you what the difference is between using a brush and using your finger. Because some people do use their fingers. So this is finger, primer, wet, dry. And see, you've got so much color saturation that you can just blend it in. You could even use that as a contour if you wanted to. So, figure out what type of skin you have. Work on your skincare. The number one thing you can do to make your makeup better is work on your skincare. If you have a system that works for you, keep using it. If you're interested in the unique stuff, I would absolutely love to tell you about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me messages. I am going to talk about foundation tomorrow. And like I said, I have all of the foundations. I meant to, well, I have them, but that doesn't mean I have them. It means they're in my home somewhere, which probably means a daughter has them. But I have the BB, and I have the loose, and I have the cream, and the pressed powder, and I have the concealer, and I have the touch liquid. So I'll probably pull them all out, and maybe I'll do a test down my arm to just show you the different coverages. The good thing that I really like about the new touch things are that they are universal. So for example, I wear, and you guys won't be able to see this because it's backwards, I wear velour in the powder. So guess what? I wear velour in the liquid. I also wear velour in the cream. Just makes it easy. And I actually went a little lighter on my concealer because I wanted to do some highlighting with my concealer. But if I was actually trying to conceal imperfections, I would have worn velour in my concealer. It all goes together. So figure out what skin type you are. If you don't know, I can help you figure it out. Then we can come up with a personalized skincare regime. I don't know which word is right. I'm telling you guys, I got bitten by a spider yesterday. Well, I got bitten by a spider probably a couple of days ago, and I had a golf ball sized knot on my spine. It was pretty rough. And so I'm kind of like still foggy, and I'm not wearing makeup today, but I have to go shopping, which doesn't even sound fun. So if you have any questions, I know I have like rods in my spine, so I can't. I have like a lot of deadness. But I might buy a Periscope from the car. And tomorrow we'll talk about foundation. And then I think we're going to talk about how to pick the right color blush for you. We're going to talk about a lot of different stuff. If you have a question, please feel free to send me a message. And guys, I'm not an expert. I've just been doing this for 2 years. I've picked up some tips along the way. Makeup does not have to be scary. It does not have to be hard. It is not supposed to make you look like somebody you're not. It's just supposed to make you look like a better you and feel better about yourself. That's honestly what makeup is for. If I really believe that you're beautiful just the way you are. Nothing is more beautiful than confidence. Nothing is more beautiful than a woman that cares about her friends or her family or her children. And you know, if you wear makeup every day, that's great. If you don't wear makeup every day, that's cool too. Some women stay at home with their kids and they want to wear makeup. That's great. Some women wear makeup to work every day and they don't want to wear makeup on the weekend. It is completely a personal choice. It's just like your religion, or whether or not you like the SEC, or whether or not you like oh, thank you. I try to be very real. I am definitely real. My face is one of those faces that if I was like, I can't do that. But I mean, you know, if there's nothing wrong with it. And that is one of the objections I get when people start talking about that they might want to sell it. And they're like, well, I don't wear it every day. Well, you guys can see I don't wear it every day either. And I have teammates and friends that sell it. Angela Roper is a stay-at-home mom. She wears makeup every day. That's who she is, and that's how she feels comfortable. More power to her. I have women that wear makeup once a month. I have women that wear makeup, you know, that change their makeup twice a day. Makeup is not intimidating. It is there to make you feel better about yourself. It isn't there to make you, you know, to hide any imperfections you think you see. It is honestly just to make you a better version of you. I don't want to not look like myself. I don't want to take a picture and my kids go, who is that? What is that? That's me, you know? So tomorrow we're going to talk about foundation and how to pick the right one for you. And if you have questions that are non-unique, if you don't wear unique, that's completely cool with me. I will still help you. I'm still going to tell you what foundation type is better for what skin type, and what foundation type is not suited for what skin type. And you do have to remember that there's a lot of different coverages if you want light, medium, or full. If you know, and I think also it depends on where you live, because it's hot in the South. I mean, we had like one cool day and now we're back to 100-degree days, and you know, I couldn't go out with huge, hot, heavy makeup. It would be really bad. I sweat. I'm one of those people that I sweat bad, and I sweat in my hair, and mine is sweat proof. So, all right, guys. Sorry there was no makeup application today. There was just makeup talk. And I'm gonna name these. I think I'm gonna these are gonna be like Real Talk with Robin or Online Beauty Basics. I still cannot get over that is the same shadow. Oh, I'm glad you guys get something out of it. And it's confusing. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes you're dry and then you go to oily. I mean, sometimes you're normal and then your skin starts getting dry. I'm extremely dry. I don't drink enough water. I need to be doing better about that. But I'm also like, Coke Zero just tastes so good. And sweet tea tastes so much better than water. You know, we went to Chicago for a convention and they didn't have sweet tea. and I didn't see a Chick-fil-A. I heard there was a Chick-fil-A, but I was like, there's no sweet tea. What will I do? And it's a Pepsi town. I'm not a Pepsi drinker. I'm a Coke drinker. Are you guys Coke drinkers? That's how you can tell. And, you know, in the South, some people drink RC. So they're not Coke or Pepsi, they're RC. So I think Alabama plays, Diet Pepsi. Oh, Coke Zero. Coke Zero. Coke Zero, Cherry Coke Zero, Vanilla Coke Zero, Diet Coke. Yes. I think Alabama plays Louisiana. Mandy, do you know? I know you're on. Do we play Louisiana this weekend? Oh yeah, I've been drinking Diet Dr. Pepper a lot lately too. They have that at Chick-fil-A as well. The girl at Chick-fil-A has been getting mascaras a lot lately. Sometimes she'll be like, oh, your meal's on me. And I'm like, here's a mascara. I love you. Have a great day. All right, guys. Until then, you know, my mind wanders and I just start rambling. But I think we play Louisiana this week. And there's a lot of unique training this weekend. I'm excited for that. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow, and tomorrow we will talk foundation and how to pick the right one for you. And if you need me, message me, call me, text me, email me, send me a message on my Facebook, on my website. I'm always at Robin Fabulous on every single social media outlet. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.